Across Europe, the far right is on the rise, taking on governments, promising to end migration and shake up the EU.
They have questioned the freedom of the media, the freedom of speech, poisoning the atmosphere.
But are they fueling hate?
I think their aims are absolutely dangerous.
We're travelling through the continent to find out what's behind their success.
What happens next? Is it riots?
Could they be about to change Europe as we know it?
Vahepeal oli kala vähe, siis saigi võetud need lambad. Ehkki kalapüük meeldib palju rohkem, et ei ole nagu lambal. Peale masu mina ei ole veel palgale saanud.
I started my company when I was sitting in a cafe with a cappuccino and an omelette, and it took me less than 10 minutes to start a company online. Estonia has been skyrocketing in terms of being one of the poorest countries in the world to being like the poster child. It's so digitally advanced, it has completely changed.
Trapped under Soviet rule for decades, this tiny, fragile country has finally broken free from its past. A haven for startups, its economy is booming, its liberal values well established. Yet 2 months ago, the far right triumphed in national elections, when nearly a fifth of the country voted for them.
In that fast growth and that amazing success, we have left behind people.
We head out to one of the most rural parts of the country.
It's mainly just farmland out here. It's so quiet, it couldn't feel more different to booming Tallinn. And it's here where the far right picked up the most votes in the election.
The party is called EKRE, and I've come to meet a fisherman and farmer who voted for them.
Indrek? Jaa. Triin, nice to meet you.
Kui sa siin maal elad, et siis nagu natuke midagi kuskilt on puue, et justkui oled natuke rumal, et sa maal elad. Tundub, et minu maaelu probleemidest nagu räägib EKRE kõige rohkem. Ja võib-olla inimesed seda tunnetavad, et ikkagi veel räägin, et nendega räägitakse, et neid kuulatakse.
Known for their inflammatory and racist remarks, EKRE have campaigned to end same-sex marriage and state-funded abortions, as well as attacking doctors, immigrants, judges and journalists.
They have questioned the freedom of the media, the freedom of speech. They question the independence of the judiciary, really poisoning the atmosphere in society.
Weeks after the election, there's a surprise twist. The Liberal Party that won the most seats can't get the support to form a government. Their leader defeated, clearing the way for EKRE to enter a coalition government.
The values that we have built our country on are under threat.
As the far-right leaders are sworn in as ministers, they give the white nationalist salute. Like other populist parties, one of their main aims now is to take back power from the EU.
We're from the BBC.
We have to understand that there are different countries with different interests, and we can't make everything common on the same level.
They've already agreed to join a new far-right alliance in the European Parliament after the upcoming elections.
Are you concerned about the direction that they will take Estonia in within the European Union?
Yes, I'm concerned. We are a small country, and with that geographical position that we have with a neighbor like this, it's vital that we have good friends and good allies outside.
Estonians have always been wary of their next-door neighbour, Russia. Occupied during the Second World War, it only regained independence when the Soviet Union collapsed. 300,000 Russians remained here in Estonia, but EKRE has turned on this large community, calling them untrustworthy, parasites, pushing for Russian schools to be closed. We've come to the city of Narva, where nearly everyone is ethnically Russian. Kirill is a youth worker here.
Конечно, влияние здесь очень большое русской культуры. То есть, да, я бы сказал, что я более отношу себя к эстонцам, чем к русским.
How did you feel when you learned that the ECRA party would be entering into government?
Скорее всего, не нравится вот это шествие, что Эстония для эстонцев, эстонцы отдельно, русские отдельно.
Do you think that ECRA has made Estonia a more divided country?
И если такая риторика начнется жить там, вот на таком высоком уровне, что да, это разделяет, это, конечно, разжигает конфликт между русскоязычными и эстоноязычными гражданами Эстонии.
There's concern that by stoking these tensions, ECRA may actually be playing into Russia's hands.
Russia wants to sow divisions and polarization in European society, and that's why the rise of ECRA kind of creates a more favorable environment for Russia's interference when the level of stability and cohesion in society is weaker.
So Russia is just right there. You can see why attempts to attack this community, isolate this community, feel to some like a dangerous game.
Determined to stand up to the far right, entrepreneur Carolee has staged a concert to protest, hoping to mirror the singing revolution that helped bring Estonia to independence.
It was in 1988. I was sitting on my father's shoulders. There was 300,000 people back then, so here we are back again.
Estonians have turned up in big numbers today, desperate to heal some of the divisions created recently.
I think we need to work together, not to oppose and say the 100,000 people who voted for one party somehow made a wrong choices about what drove them there and how to get ourselves back together.
Indrek and his daughter watch as the far-right government coalition is confirmed.
Are you excited that ECRA is now in government?
Inimesed on nii-öelda väsinud, et need erakonnad kogu aeg lubavad, et ma tegelikult olen aastaid nii-öelda EKRE-t valinud.
On isa-tütar.
As we spend more time with Indrek, it becomes clear he doesn't support the party's hardline stance on many issues.
Seal selles mõttes, et ideed on õiged, aga väljendusviis võiks nagu olla, et noh.
This doesn't feel like a country where extreme views are now widespread. In many cases, this was a protest by those who felt they had nowhere else to turn.
Do you worry that some of the extreme language, the more extreme policies, could be divisive and dangerous for Estonia?
Jah, ega nad head ei ole, ütleme lühike vastus. Võivad ohustada. Ta võib lõhestada, jah, ta ei ole hea, kui niisugused kirgi üles köötaks. Nii teistest kui oma erakonnast ma ei mõtle väga hästi.